Hello everyone, it's Christine here, and we've got a bit of a different view today. So we've got the view of the kitchen sink here where we're staying in Bright. It's got a nice view out over the mountains, but I haven't done that well when I've been trying to show you the view lately, so we'll see how we go at the end of the video. But I just wanted to show you the method that I have used most recently to transfer printed inkjet designs onto fabric using fabric Modge Podge. So it's the variety of Modge Podge called fabric Modge Podge. So I printed some designs of vintage seed packets, and these are European. They probably look French, I think. Someone might be able to tell me for sure, but this one refers to an Alps variety of flowers. So I printed the designs of the vintage seed packets reversed so that when I transferred them onto the paper face down, they would come out with the writing the correct direction. And what I tried with the method this time was to stick them on using face down, the printed inkjet face down onto the paper using the fabric Modge Podge as the adherent. And I've left them now for about 8 days. So this one I washed the top paper layer off after about 4 days. And then I've got 2 today to show you of washing the paper layer off about 8 days. So it's fully dry. And what I found with this one was that none of the inks ran as part of the process, and the paper layer just washed away really quite easily. So let's get onto it. Let's get the tap going. So we're just going to run the tap over the paper layer. So that's the fabric layer at the back. We're just going to run it on the paper layer, and then we're just going to gently with our finger, with the flat of our thumb, we're just going to rub away at it. So I'll turn the tap off so you don't just have a running tap sound. That might be a bit weird in the video. I don't know. And sorry, they're doing the lawns here as well. That's partially why I've come inside off the deck. Hopefully you can't hear the lawn mowing sounds, or hopefully they're not too loud from outside. So I'm just using my thumb, or now my middle finger, just to gently rub away at that top layer of paper. Just turn it around. Hopefully I'm on camera. Yes, I'm on camera. So we're just rubbing away at the layer there, just like that. And you can see the designs coming out, and none of the inks running, which is exactly what we want. Because in my earlier experiments with this technique, really just very experimental, I was peeling the layer off before the glue had even set, and then in some of the others I was using a bit of water to help it take it off after a few hours. But this, I think, is probably the easiest method. And yeah, I haven't lost any ink in the process. You just have to be willing to do the gluing and leave it to set for at least a day, I think. You could probably do it after a day. In this case, it's working perfectly well, even though I kind of forgot about that I'd brought them away with me. I was planning to do a little tutorial video, but I totally forgot about it till I was actually packing some things up, and I thought, oh, I better quickly jump on and do a little video. And so these vintage seed packets on fabric, I'm thinking I can do some slow stitch on these and make them as either maybe pieces that I might add into my Roxy Journal of Stitchery down the garden path, or maybe they'll be a separate wall hanging, or they might even make just nice little cards to gift, or using on other little gift objects. I'm not sure, but I think I can do some nice stitching or painting with thread over the top of them, adding some extra detail, maybe even some beading, who knows. So that might be a separate video once they're all dry. As you can see, the design is coming out really bright. In some of the other ones where we peeled the paper off earlier, sort of after just a short while, you tend to get a bit more paper still adhered to them, and you lose a bit more of the colour, I think. So I think this is the best method that I've used thus far. So this is probably the method I'll employ going forward. So I think think I've used about half of my little bottle of fabric Modge Podge in the process of all my experimentation. I've got a range of other larger designs that I've done as well, which I'll use for stitching in the future. But yeah, very pleased with that. Let me just turn the tap off so you don't have the running. Well, there's still a few little bits to roll off, but hopefully you can see just how bright the colours are in that transfer. So Mouflier Demi Nain Veri. Someone else who's better at pronunciation will tell me whether that's right or not. Now, I can't actually pick exactly what variety that is. I might have to look it up. Looks almost like it could be a snapdragon, possibly. Or we have flowers as well that are called egg and bacon flowers, and it looks a bit like those. I don't know what their proper name is. They sometimes grow just in the bush here. So I'll just pop this one onto just some paper towel to dry. And then if you want, we can do the same on the second one. May as well while we're here. You can always switch off, it's going to be the same process, but if you like to see the big reveal, then stick around. It's not really the big reveal, it goes a bit gradually, doesn't it? So I hope you're all having a glorious day or a lovely evening, or possibly waking up to start your day now. Hope it's filled with good things. Hot weather here in Victoria and here in Alpine Victoria. Our holiday will soon be coming to an end, but we've had a really relaxing, lovely time. And I have to admit, as I'm starting to pack up all my thrift store or opportunity shop goodies, I think I've done very well on that front. And it was very fortunate that we actually brought 2 cars up with us. So I'll be looking forward to getting home and giving them an iron. I was actually laughing, one of my lovely followers of my videos on here, and I hope I pronounce your name right, Giusy. She was saying that she actually loves ironing doilies, so I kind of joked to her that, yeah, she'd be more than welcome to iron my huge stack of doilies. But I do like seeing them when they are all, yeah, freshly ironed, and when I get home I keep them then sort of laying flat in plastic tubs so they don't get unironed or get crinkly again, and it's quite easy to flip through them to find ones that I might want to use in my pieces, particularly ones that have damage to them. If I'm going to be chopping them up, I can never bring myself to do that if they're still in perfect condition. I'll tend to send them on to another life if they're in perfect condition, find someone else who wants them in that state. But fortunately, lots of the ones in the op shops have little faults or flaws, so I feel less bad about using them in my slow stitch projects. So again, just using my fingers, running the water, and that top layer of paper is just coming off really easily. Obviously you don't want to go in full on sort of, what would we say, bulletigate. That's an Australian jargonism. But yeah, as long as you don't sort of scrub it too much, you won't be taking the underlying layer off, because I think through the process of letting it set even longer, it's become a really strong and robust lower layer. And what I usually do when I finish, and I probably should have done this with the other one, is then I just rub my finger across to see if there's still any bits that feel like they're still there and shouldn't be. You can kind of feel where there might be still some paper left lurking on the surface. So I think that one's pretty good as well. Maybe there's a little bit there. Yep, there's still a little bit there. Let's just have a rinse. And then there you go. Let's see if I can get it better in frame. So lovely Scabious Grande double variety. Now that looks like is it a dahlia? Dahlia, sorry, dahlia. I'm always laughs at how I say it. I always say dahlia, but it's a dahlia, I think. I think that's what that one is. Could be something else as well. I'll have to look it up online. I'll just wash the paper off that one as well. I'll just lay it down on another bit of paper towel over here. And there you go. that's been a sink tutorial today of how I prepare and then wash off the top layer of my inkjet that I've transferred onto fabric using fabric Modge Podge.